What's up, life engineers and those who want to become the greatest humans possible? My name is Eckl and you're watching this because you want the best out of life. You are always doing what you want. You have the ability, you have the choice, and you have the freedom, and you're already doing it. This is the ultimate way to stay always motivated, even if you don't like something which you feel like you have to do, and it just fills yourself with so much motivation and inspiration, and just this feeling of freedom that you always know that you choose to do the things. It's just amazing. So what do I mean by that? Well, some people, or I think even many people, probably most people, they're not happy with what they're doing. But let's take an example of someone who wants to be a millionaire, but he hasn't some good education or doesn't have a rich dad or whatever. So what is he doing? Well, what he actually wants to do is, let's say he wants this crazy millionaire lifestyle, like hot chicks and fast cars and hanging out at the pool, and he actually just wants to live this good life. Well, but in his current situation, he's nowhere near that. So he obviously has to get a job, and then he might say, well, I don't want to do this job. I hate doing this. I just want to relax and hang out at the pool. But if he makes that mind shift, that he can get there, then everything will change. Why? So, if he's really serious about that, he could just say, alright, so I'm not there yet, but I want to live this kind of lifestyle. So from my current situation, I would just do anything that's required to get there. So let's say he starts, let's make a super stupid, simple example. He starts to work part-time at McDonald's to just pay his bills and save some money. And on the other hand, in his free time, he's researching how to build an online business. And this is what he's doing. And this way he wants to keep on surviving through the work at McDonald's and then eventually get rich through his online business. And obviously working at McDonald's and reading articles and programming stuff or hiring people or working at some product is not what he actually wants to do. It's not the final thing he wants to do. But what I just said in the beginning does not mean that you can always do what you want. But in reverse, that whatever you do is actually what you want. So he doesn't have to work in his free time. He doesn't have to work at McDonald's. It's his free choice. Well, so the thing here is we're all in different situations, and we're just in an environment which we couldn't choose. But what we have is the freedom of choice. And this is something that's so crazy, because if this guy in our example realizes, oh, I was not born into this kind of lifestyle, which I would like to, but it just didn't happen, and complaining doesn't get me anywhere. So he realized he's in a bad situation for him, but he also knows, well, actually, this is okay because I can make a choice. I can make a commitment. And then he's just saying, okay, I work at McDonald's and I'm working part-time on my online business. And suddenly everything changes. Because if you would have asked him before, he would obviously hate the job at McDonald's and he probably still doesn't enjoy it. But it's not about that he is enjoying the activity itself, but it's about realizing, oh, I choose to do this because I want something. And if you get this in your head, for example, if you're still at school and you're like, oh my God, all of these homeworks, they just suck. Well, yeah, they might suck, but you don't have to. You know, you don't have to make the homework. And this is a tremendous shift. This can really help you get these tasks done so much faster, so much better, because you just realize, oh, this is important. It's not only this kind of important what my parents tell me, it's important for myself because I choose that. I don't have to do this, but I choose to, you know? And this is, in the last days, I'm always trying to avoid saying, oh, I have to do this now, but I always say I want to. Even if it's something where would you say, well, you have to. You have to. No, I don't. I don't. Even if there's a lawsuit against me and I'm getting told by the state to go to prison, I don't have to. Well, if I don't, the opportunity and the alternatives and the options are quite rare, and I'm not sure what would happen. But just to make this a very simple, stupid example, once again, I could just kill myself. And well, you might say like, oh wow. Of course, there are situations where you don't have too much of a choice. But even in this situation, I chose to go to prison. And it's all about, sometimes you just can't make a change. But in this video, what I want to get through is, it's not about that you can do whatever you want. But it's more about, even if there are things you have to do before you can actually do what you want. For example, for me, this was always school. It's always you who are choosing to do it, even if you don't really enjoy the activity. And just getting that into your head will just make it way easier. Especially some tasks that are, for example, hard to do. And so to just say, like, just think about this example with the prison. It's all about, it's not changing something what's really happening, it's changing something up here. Because the difference between, oh, I have to go for 5 years to prison, sounds like such a bad thing that could happen to me. Like, this is how it sounds to me, and probably to you as well. But if someone's saying, I want to go to prison for 5 years, it almost sounds like vacation, right? And this is just something that came to my mind lately, and I ultimately had to share it with you, because you might, even if you're like, well, Leo, this doesn't change anything in my life. It really does. Obviously, in the example with, let's forget the example with the prison, but your homework. If you every day feel like, oh, I have to do my homework, of course you're stressed out. Of course you're not doing it well. Of course you're procrastinating. But if you just at lunch, you're at lunch and you know you have to do, let's say, a math homework, and someone who feels like he has to is just, oh, I have to, but I don't want to. You see? But I don't want to. He will procrastinate first, then take twice as long as needed, and thirdly, do it really, really bad. Will just skip it, be on his phone and whatever. He won't really even learn anything out of it. While a person who's sitting at lunch and then thinking like, oh yeah, my teacher told me I should do the homework. Do I want to do this? Well, and then you decide, yeah, I want to do this because even if it's not something I really enjoy, it's worth for me doing it because it will get me better grades. And then you do it. How do you feel about it? Like honestly, how do you feel about it? I just think this is so important. And if you're able to see this that although it doesn't change something in reality, that it gets so much easier, and I mean, then it actually changed something in reality. You just don't want to ignore this fact just because you believe at first that it doesn't really change anything, because it obviously does. So this is what I have to share today with you. Thank you so much for watching. Engage somehow here. Follow me on Instagram or wherever you want to do. And yeah, I'm super grateful that you are paying attention. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.